Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Yes, I did not change my clothes. I did not do anything. I love my makeup, so that's why I am filming again with the same look. So this is part 2 of the Cooking Without Cooking series, Basic Appliances in Your Kitchen. It's actually part 1 because I really didn't share anything groundbreaking last time. But now that you're back, do you have that list? Yes, the list of food, the menu, your menu, where is it? Okay, bring it out, and then let's identify what are fried, boiled, baked, roasted, grilled. Basically, that's it. So, how many of those are there? Are those all fried? Take a look-see at it. And then that will be a major factor in deciding on what appliances we are going to get. The major ones first. Number 1, do you eat rice? How many people are in your home? How much rice do you consume per day, per meal? If that's a yes, you get a rice cooker. When we first moved in the house, we got a normal sized rice cooker. And then after a while, we started dieting, and then the Help and Javi were the only ones eating rice. So I decided to get a smaller rice cooker. The maximum capacity is 4 cups. It depends on your space. Like if you have a huge space, go ahead, get a big ass Korean rice cooker that has 20 functions or whatever. But if you would like to just get one just for the sake of having one, get the small one. It also helps because it cooks faster and you can really cook 1 cup of rice. Some big rice cookers will burn the rice if you cook only 1 cup. Next is the stove. If you're living in a condo or somewhere that you can't use gas stoves, so you have no choice but to go for the induction type burner. That has specific pans that go with it. You can't use regular pans for those kinds of stoves. So there are 2 types, the gas stove, electric stove, or the induction type. So what can you do with the stove? You can boil, fry, basically anything that you put the pan on top of it, put the food inside the pan, and then cook it there. You can also steam just by having a stove. You don't need to buy that special steamer, the electric steamer that you plug in. Well, I have one of those because I got it as a reward from my credit card. So that's not counted. I did not purchase it. Are there baked items there? Are you sure you want to bake or it's roasted? Because if you just want to roast things, you can buy a turbo broiler. A turbo broiler is electric. It consumes electricity a lot, but sometimes it's really convenient for me to use it, especially for like the turbo chicken. I love that.
I really love that.
I just marinate it, put it in, and then turn it over, and then it's done. And I also found out that I like frying pork in the turbo broiler because I don't need oil. Just put it there, and then all the oil falls down, and then it gets
Crispy on the outside, soft and juicy on the inside.
I've never tried the air fryer. I just heard that it can cook 1 whole chicken or french fries or hot dogs without oil. It's very healthy. So I'm not so sure if it works the same way. But after frying pork inside the turbo broiler, I think it's the same thing. No, I don't know. Maybe. And also, if you're not bothered with turning over the chicken or the Peking dog, it's fine to use a turbo broiler instead of an oven. Again, this will depend on the amount of space you have. So next thing is the stove with oven. So there's the 4 burner and there's the 5 or 6 burner. The 6 burner is huge, but I prefer it more because I like the one where you can put the gas tank inside because you wouldn't need to think of where to put the gas tank anymore. Unlike the 4 burner, you put it outside. The 4 burner also has an oven, but it's smaller. There's also a 5 burner that has a huge ass oven that has the gas tank externally. I really love my stove with oven because it can fit 5 pans. Sometimes I use all of those at the same time. And the problem I had with a 4 burner is it's like big. I cannot put 4 medium to large pans side by side. That's one thing you'll need to think of. If you're cooking for a large amount of people, you'll definitely be using larger pans or pots. So if you're going to be doing that and you're going to use a 4-burner, you might have a hard time. You won't be able to maximize your time cooking. So think about that. And then next is the microwave. I know a lot of people do not like using the microwave because it's unhealthy and all those things, but it's really very convenient. It was such a surprise for me because while I was living with my parents, we would buy a gas tank
every month.
and then when I moved into our house, we would buy a gas tank every 3 months. The difference I saw was I would cook like twice or thrice a week, but that's a lot of different food at the same time. And we would even sometimes bake, and that takes up a lot of gas. The main difference is that they boil water on the stove, they reheat food on the stove, and all those other things. But me, I get hot water from the water dispenser, and then we reheat most of our food in the microwave. So there's really a big difference in our gas consumption. You can also cook some stuff in the microwave. Blenders. Okay, we have 2 blenders and 3 food processors. My husband uses 1 blender and 1 food processor sometimes. I do not use any of it, and then I got this tiny juicer, cheapo juicer that I use. He uses it for his keto moments. That's not a lot and not often. It's just when he feels like it. Why do we have so many blenders? Because I got another cheapo blender that's smaller, can fit in the counter, and that's easy to use, easy to wash. You know me, I hate washing dishes. It needs to be easy. If it's so complicated, you won't use it. I swear, I swear, I swear, I swear, you won't use it. It will gather dust on the top shelf or stay in a box inside the storage area. So will you really be using a blender? What will you really need? I love having a water dispenser because the water I get is of the right temperature.
I'm so bad because I'm sort of slightly hoping that our water dispenser will break down so that I can get the new one. The one that you don't have to put the gallon on top.
But anyways, that is for the cold and hot water for our coffee, for tea, and whatever. Some people say that it uses so much electricity whenever you use it for hot water. What I do is I just turn it on whenever we need hot water. Simple as that. It only takes like 5 minutes for the water to heat up, and then I can make my coffee, and then I'll turn it off again. Okay, so why did I mention that first? Because I remember
a time when we didn't have water dispensers yet, and when we didn't need to buy filtered water.
And water would take so much space inside the ref. Now that we have the water dispenser, there's so much more space to play with inside the ref. What kind of ref do you want? How much food really are you going to be storing inside that ref? Because if you want to go to the grocery every day, if you want to go to the wet market every day and get fresh meat and vegetables and fruits, I don't think you'll be needing a big ref. Or are you like us? I like going to the grocery every 2 weeks, and I like cooking twice or thrice a week only. So I cook big batches and then put them inside containers and store them in the ref, and then we can just get whatever we want within the week. So it really depends on your lifestyle, your schedule. How much are you going to store in that ref? Some people want a huge ref, but what are you going to put inside? Do you really need it? Next is the oven. I made our own stove, the example, but you can buy it separately. Like you can buy a countertop stove, and then you can buy an oven separately for baking, for roasting. So are you really going to bake? Are you really going to roast? If you're not going to bake, might as well not buy it. It will just gather dust and whatever particles inside. Look at your menu. Are you really going to bake? Through the years, I've done a lot of like shortcuts. That's why I'm the lazy cookster, because I like cooking fast. I like it to be over and done with. Not because I'm not enjoying it, but why spend so much time on something when you can do it faster? Like for example, I make baked macaroni, but I do not bake it because I can put the cheese in when it's still super piping hot. And then the cheese will melt already and I don't need to bake it anymore. Like I have an oven but I'm too lazy to
Turn it on, preheat it, and then wait, put it there, and then wait for it to heat up, and
No thanks. So, are you going to bake? Yes or no? If not, do not buy an oven. Oh yeah, and also, I almost forgot, we have two of these. Oh my god, a griller. Here, we can do it the old-fashioned way, like use charcoal and just set it up anywhere. Or have the old grilling station. Because that packs in the flavor. Yeah, I miss that. I really do. That's the reason why I don't like using my griller because it doesn't pack that flavor. I miss that authentic grilled flavor. Oh my god. The griller. We have two of those. We have the cheap one again, and we have the expensive one. The expensive one was gifted to us by my mother-in-law, and at first we used it, but it automatically turns off after some time and it takes like forever to grill a tiny fish, a tiny tilapia. Like, oh my god. So we stopped using it and then it's in storage. So are you going to grill? What kind of grilling do you want? Do you have space for that in the backyard? Are you going to buy a big griller? Or are you okay with a tabletop electric grilling station? What kind of flavor are you after? Are you after that charbroiled flavor? Or it's just a thought of, oh, it's healthier, I'm gonna use this. Yeah, it's fine. Toaster. A toaster. Do you need a toaster for your bread? Because I also devised the way of heating my bread on a pan. You just put a pan on top of the stove and then heat your bread there. If you want it more toasted, just press it down with a spatula and then it's good. So you won't be needing a toaster anymore. But there are just some things that it's faster and easier. Like with a toaster, you just need to put it in, turn the knob to how many minutes, and then wait for it to, and then it's done. No more effort. So do you need a toaster? It will really depend on what you want. Because as early as now, you can decide, you can choose. It's so much fun. So I guess that's all for today. Oh my god. How many things did we talk about? So next time, we will be talking about pots and pans. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notifications bell button so every time I upload a new video. Yes. I'll see you again next time. Bye. Sound off below if I missed anything so that I can comment and reply or do a separate video for it if it's a special appliance. But as of now, those are the basic appliances that you might need in your kitchen. And chances are if you're watching this, you are not some kind of a chef. Okay?